Victoria's High Country. 2,000 square miles of alpine ranges, bush tracks, creeks, and near vertical climbs. Famous for country hospitality, it's one of Australia's must-do four-wheel drive destinations. But it's not for the faint-hearted. We're here to tackle the tracks, have some good times, and put the latest generation Mickey Thompson tyres through their paces. 6 mates, 5 vehicles, and a plan to cover nearly 600 Ks in 4 days, most of it off-road.
Well, here we are, we're in beautiful Jamieson, gateway to the iconic Victorian High Country. I'm here with my mates, they're back there prepping the vehicles. We're looking forward to a few days out of the office, getting back to nature, experiencing the best of what the High Country's got to offer. Of course, we've got the added insurance of Mickey Thompson on all these vehicles, so let's go and see what we can encounter.
Mates and Mickey is about getting together and driving through some of the iconic areas of the Victorian High Country.
Here we are, we've made it to the High Country. Been waiting for this trip for a long time with my mates.
As you can imagine, a Mates and Mickey trip, there's a lot of characters on board.
Really looking forward to this week with the boys, the Mickey Thompson boys.
We're out here for a couple of days in the High Country, checking out these Mickey Thompson tyres.
Got the 79 series ute with the Mickey Thompson ATZ P3s.
I'm in the Colorado. I'm driving on the MAT 38s and can't wait to see how they go.
I'm driving a 2015 Toyota Hilux and I'm running the Mickey Thompson Baja ATZ P3 tyres.
I'm in no particular car, usually with Brad in the Jeep with the MTZs on it.
I'm driving the White Ranger, as you can see behind me. I'm on 18-inch MAT 38s, a new all-terrain 70/30 from Mickey Thompson.
A trip like this with mates is awesome. Getting along with all the boys, having a good time, trying the cars and the tyres out.
Really looking forward to seeing the terrain, the steep climbs, the ruts.
I've not been off-road in the High Country before. I've come through here plenty of times on 2 wheels on the bitumen. This is the first time I'm getting a look at the back roads and the tracks.
We plan to take in some iconic pubs, some fantastic tracks, mix them together with some great conversation. That's what I believe to be true Mates and Mickey.
There's a lot of history here, and our first night's accommodation is a great example. Built around 1860, the Kevington Hotel is still in pretty much original condition. It's a real step back in time. Hosts Dean and Wayne gave us a proper welcome. While we waited and waited. Until two leaders, Warren and Reedy, finally showed up.
Evening. What happened? What happened? You're never going to guess what happened to me on the way to the Kevo. I got lost.
Oh, this is going to be a great trip.
Oh, the guy got lost. Well, look, they all look the same.
Being late arrivals, they scored the honeymoon suite.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Half the double bed ready. How do you go spooning?
That could be a problem. Top and tail, eh? Nice.
They only had 4 bedrooms in the Kevington. And look, the last guys who arrived, of course, they got the worst choice.
John and Watts might be telling some stories tomorrow morning about how he woke up with his hand between 2 pillows.
They won't talk to each other for a minute.
Couple of drinks, a giant palmy, and the trip's already off to a great start.
So here we are, this is Kevington here. We're going to head right down through 10 Mile and we're going to turn a left onto Snake Edwards Divide. There's a cracking river crossing there and it starts to stand up outside of the valley, right up through there. So there's some really good, spectacular country through there. We're heading through now really into what I would consider the Victorian outback, where access from major roads is limited and there's just some superb country.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some banter amongst everyone. There already has been on the radio on the way down.
The banter's already proving to be kind of potentially embarrassing at times.
Tell me when we're right to pull out.
And I expect that to continue as well. But that's what we want.
If anyone's wondering where that clutch smell came from, I'll put my hand up.
I've got a truck coming behind me, I've got to clear.
I've got a clutch smell I've got to clear.
The route for the day includes a couple of water crossings before getting some altitude on Moonlight Spur for the run into McAdams Gap. It's been a dry summer, and with pressure set at around 18 psi, both water crossings are a doddle. Brad is having a ball with the MTZs on the Jeep. And Wazza gets into it too on his ATZs. A bit of pressure tweaking, and we're ready for the low range ascent up Moonlight Spur track. Climbing to 1,170 metres, the Mickeys get a good workout with their power-ply sidewalls and tread designs dishing out plenty of traction. The MAT-38s are also doing it easy. The mates are impressed.
So Cliffy, you're in the Ranger and you're running the MAT-38s. How have you found them so far?
I've been so taken by the quality, and they're doing everything that the ATZ and the MTZ do so easily.
It's easy to get wrapped up when you're coming up here. You go, oh, I've got to have a mud terrain, or I've got to have the ATZ P3. That's the tyre of choice for the high country. But the MAT-38 is batting way above its average, in my opinion.
These things are keeping up, aren't they? They're a terrific tyre.
The mountain air works wonders for appetites. And after a slap-up lunch, it's on to McAdams Gap via Ryan Spur and the Army track. These are cracking back roads. Not without their challenges, but every four-wheel driver really should do. Brian Prothero bought this property at McAdams Gap over 20 years ago as a place to have a barbecue after work. He's been welcoming visitors ever since.
You know how when you're in a line-up of cars and you have a wee, you just have a wee at your bonnet. Right. Except for reversing cameras. Yeah. Who then records it.
The brass monkey conditions have us all scrambling for the warmth of the furnace. All except for Brad, who, for some reason, feels the need to have a chat to the camera.
Well, a bit of change of scenery here for the end of day two. I mean, yesterday, beautiful sunny day, great day. Now look at this. This is just how quickly it can change in the Victorian High Country. We've had an amazing day out on the tracks today. Chilling off a bit now. We're up at McAdams Gap, bit of low-lying cloud kicking around the place today. Very, very chilly. In fact, I'm out here on my own. All my mates are inside. They're all warming up around the boiler. I think it's time I go and join them. It's f***ing cold.
With a heavy morning fog and the challenge of getting in and out of Deep Creek 1 alive, Day 3 has something for everyone.
The High Country has tracks for everyone and certainly every level of four-wheel driver. We're going to be driving the tracks that would be considered extreme. The reason they are extreme is they are very steep, so that means we've got to be on our game, we've got to know what we're doing and we've got to be well prepared.
The mates each have their own trials and triumphs with the gear. Cliff finds a faulty tyre pressure sensor.
Malfunction warning light coming on in the car. It's telling us one of these tyres is low.
26, 25.
I don't know which one's down, mate, but one of them is.
23 and a half.
We've checked them all, so really they're sitting pretty right. You can't trust the electronics, you got to get out and test them.
Andy prays for diff locks. Brad finds a mud hole and rediscovers his youth. Wazza finds new respect for electronic hill descent control.
So is that on the descent control?
Yeah, that's no pedals.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Deep Creek 1 is an iconic track, very, very old track. The access in and the access out of that track are very, very steep, probably some of the steepest you'll find in the High Country.
The near vertical drop into Deep Creek 1 comes with an equally steep warning. It is approached with the usual mates of Mickey respect.
They said people have died. They didn't say people would die.
That's right, over there, will, yeah.
Each car's equipped.
And you know, you'll see when you're coming down to it, it'll sort of do 1 or 2 switchbacks and then bang.
So it's pretty loose, the traction's king.
If you were here with a road tyre, really anything other than what we've got, and we've got good all-terrains and good mud terrains with us, you would turn around. What do you think, Cliffy?
Harder work for Cliff Adams than Mickey Thompson.
Sounds like you need to go to the gym a little bit more.
But our amazing driving skills, modern electronics, and the flex and traction of our Mickey Thompson tyres make it hassle-free. A quick fuel stop at the bottom and we're ready for the short run along the creek bed to the exit. A sizable step up, followed immediately by a rocky, loose, suspension-pounding low-range climb really made it a day to remember. And even without those diff locks, the MAT-38s punched above their weight and kept Andy out of trouble.
It's great to get out here. I mean, break away from the office, you turn in some tyres, climb in some tracks.
And maybe you're not pushing it to the limit, and you don't have to.
Like that tyre you're driving on, the tyre I'm driving on, you know, the guys that are running in the off-road racing series, you know, they're driving these tyres to the limit. And the tyre we can buy,
That is so true. It's 100% the same tyre that you can pick up from a tyre dealer. That's the same tyre on these hundreds of thousands of dollar race cars driving at 160 k's an hour in through really tough conditions.
So for what they're doing in the racetracks, we're never going to have a problem out here with a tyre doing something like this.
Mates of Mickey. With everybody aired up for the highway, we press on to Dargo. So today's Dargo to Dinner Plain. But more than that, Blue Rag Range Day. A single track, dead-end vertical climb. The longest and highest in the country. With 360-degree views from the top, it's bucket list stuff. But first, coffee.
Well, here we are. Another fantastic day in the high country. Blue sky, sunshine, fantastic night at the Dargo Hotel. And I've got to tell you, the locals really know how to turn on the hospitality. The guys were over grabbing a coffee at the local coffee shop, first one in a few days, so they were hanging out for that. Got the cars loaded up and we're ready to go.
It's late summer. The alpine country is spectacular. And our route to Blue Rag has plenty of photo stops.
This is the Collingwood Spur helipad. It gives us a fantastic vista of the entire valley. Good spot to stop and have a look. Good spot. All right. What do you think? Magical. Oh, it's magic. Yeah.
Okay, give me some animation. Thank you, Motto. We don't want Napoleon Bonaparte up here.
Yeah. Mates and Mickey, love it.
Until finally the climb is before us. And it doesn't disappoint.
Well, here we are, Blue Rag. And we set out this morning and you promised something pretty special and you have delivered, my friend.
Well, I'm not sure if it's me. I think it's just the Victorian High Country. I mean, this is such a fantastic finish. It's an iconic track and you can see why. We've got 360-degree views of the entire high country. It feels like we're the only guys here. It's such a spiritual spot.
I mean, we're driving through up here today on those tracks and it's like a living artwork. I mean, I look out and I just think to myself, this is the tapestry of the Victorian High Country.
Don't you love the way it changes? As you climb in elevation, the landscape changes. Now we're up here at 1,600 metres and able to take it all in. It really is spectacular. And you can just start to appreciate how the whole piece fits together. It is superb. And to end up here now, it's such a fitting finish to the week. Where else would you rather be?
Sunsetting over Mount Buller, fantastic day with our mates at Mickey. How are we going to finish off a day like today?
We're going to grab a meal at Dinner Plain. You're going to love it.
Arriving after dark, we settle in at the alpine village of Dinner Plain, where tall stories, a few quiet beers, wrap up another perfect day in the high country.
I'm just watching for all the gaps and the holes and whatever, and all of a sudden, bang! Smack my head in the A-pillar. I'm seriously, it's like got me straight in the jaw, and I'm going, Jesus, I'm nearly doctor, I'm out.
Our morning run into Bright is a good test of the Mickeys' on-road manners. On the highway and on the twisties, the new high silica compound more than holds its own. The MAT-38s are right at home here. And with 3D microgauge sipes, even the more aggressive treads hang on well, with surprisingly good driver feedback. Until finally, in the tourist town of Bright, the Mates of Mickey High Country adventure comes to an end. But before they head back to their day jobs, the Mates have some words of advice for all four-wheel drivers.
What an adventure. But like all good things, it's got to come to an end.
Well, what a week it's been. It's been bloody fantastic. Been out here with our mates. It's just been a week of highlights, really.
We've been to 4 iconic pubs. The hospitality's been amazing. The food's been incredible.
They're landmark hotels, you know, and you can feel the history coming out of them when you walk in there.
Country living, country people, they really looked after us.
Absolutely awesome week. Had a ball.
We've had awesome fun up some gnarly tracks, getting vertical.
Putting these vehicles and these tyres to the test and coming out winners, it was just such a memorable experience.
Very, very confident with the tyres. The performance of them is unreal.
The modern four-wheel drive is an amazing thing, you know, and when you get traction under them, the kind of traction we've been enjoying, I couldn't believe we got up some of those things.
So next time we come, we're going to have to find some tougher tracks. These tyres have just eaten everything up.
There's no reason why you can't get your mates together. We've all probably got different cars, you know, with a decent set of tyres. Come out here into the high country and you too can tackle these terrains as well.
As everyone knows, when you're away in the high country with guys and girls, it's all about mateship and friendship.
I think what's fantastic about Mates of Mickey and getting away with your mates while you're off-road is working together through the daytime, assisting vehicles, guiding drivers, and then at the end of the day, coming together, maybe sharing a few beers, sharing some great stories about it. That, for me, is the whole picture of what it means to be going four-wheel driving and being mates.
5 days, 4 nights, classic high country accommodation, out here with my mates, awesome tracks. If you're thinking about doing a trip like this, what are you waiting for?
If you get the chance to get up here, do it. And bring a mate called Mickey.